Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to see everyone on this Saturday, bright and early morning, especially for you. It's bright and early, noontime my time. But uh, I want to do a quick uh, uh, training here this morning, and then we'll have a one that I want to record, uh, and in its own, how to be persistent without being a pest. I think everyone's heard me say that uh, a lot of times, but I'm going to do it this way because the one thing that everyone does not do, but I should not say everyone, 97% of the people in networking skip this step. And it's a shame because this is a critical step to success if you really want long-term residual income. And until you do it, you're not going to get it unless you're just very, very, very lucky that someone ends up on your left side and someone ends up on your right side. And you're like a Dana Nelson in this company. She is the largest tracking center in the company. I and all of my entire group, Phil, Brother Shane, Hawaii, our original group, we're all on their left side, including Chris Latin and his group and Alicia Kaufman, all those kind of names, all on her left. Then on her right side, she's got all those other goals and executive goals that you hear about. That's on her right side with Diane Graver and Colleen Lee and all that. That's all on her right side. And so she has enough volume coming up every week on the left and right side that she well makes more than a $12,500 presidential gold check. She could make that, and she could have been making that all year long, the entire year, every single solitary week, but she doesn't. She just makes a $2,000 bronze check, but that's all she does is buy her coins. And she could step up and make a silver check, 3,500 easy, but she never made a six-figure income in her life. She was a realtor. The most she had made, she told me, was 65,000 in a year, and that was phenomenal. But for 5 years, she's made more than a six-figure income, and it's all because of what's on her left and right, and all she had to do is buy her coins. Now, she can go to work anytime and build a business, but she enjoys living the lifestyle powered by silver and gold. No worries, no anything, and six-figure income coming in. No boss, no employees. Now that's pretty good. That's a pretty nice position to be in, living in the mountains of nowhere land in Montana. And believe me, I know, I've been to her house. She is in the mountains of nowhere land, about 30-something miles away from the Canadian border. And I mean, she has to drive, we had to drive 35, 40 minutes down the mountains and through the pull off the side of a major highway once we got to it and pull off the side at a very specific spot to get a cell phone signal so we could listen to the corporate call. That was amazing. Now, why do I say that? Okay, the point I want to bring home here tonight or today is why it's so important to that list. Now, that's in the associate training. So you go to your back office, you go to links, then click on associate training, click on, you pull up all those little videos, and I don't even train that anymore. Zach, ever since the company's put that in, I tell people that's what you need to do. and it's in my job description. And what you do is it's 4.0, 4.1, and 4.2, and it's how you build your list. It's all the memory joggers. It's everything you need to do. And you need to spend 15 minutes, quiet times, just 5 days a week for your first year in the business. You're developing that list of 500 people minimum. Now you're going to continue building a list your entire time until you get to where you want in earning an income. And if you get to where you want and earn an income like Dana, then that's okay. You can stop building your list if you want to, but you shouldn't. You could continue. I continue building a list. My list is over 2,500, 2,800. I don't know. I have to go look. People. Okay. And you want, and Richard calls it, his is his Rolodex. Okay. He's still in the old Rolodex days. And he actually has that Rolodex on his desk. And he uses it well. But he's learned how to put it into his phone now. And that's the part everybody skips. So let me share my screen real quick, and then we'll get to the points of the how to follow up without being a pest, how to be persistent, how to follow up without being a pest. And so if you'll look, these are the only 5 things you need to do to develop a residual income with 7K. This is it. And this is what you need to concentrate on doing. These are your IPAs. And your first 2 years, I tell everybody, you know, that first year, you're going to do a lot of this one right here. But if you're not doing that, you'll never really develop the skills, attitudes, and techniques you really need. And that's right here for doing this business. Then the next thing, all 5 of these are extremely important. And that's why I say you got to do these if you want a residual income for the rest of your life, unless you're going to depend on God's providence to put somebody on your left and somebody on your right, like it happened to Dana. But it's better if you put feet to your prayers. This is critical. And I tell everybody, make your list of 100. I don't tell you right off the bat to do 500. And there's a reason for that. Everybody says, oh, I don't even know 100 people. What are you talking about? Well, it's in your phone. But you want to start with that first 100. But your job is to develop a list of 500 people minimum. And that's how you will always win at this business, because we call it the pipeline. Now, again, to do this, you go to associate training in the links of your back office, and you go down to 4.0, 4.1, 4.2. You have all the memory joggers and everything that you need, and you work on that. Quiet, no music, no TV, no anything. It's quiet, concentrated time, and you must write down names as soon as they come to your brain, because if you don't, then you'll spend too much time trying to think of who you just thought of, and you can't remember, and it just, you know, churns and churns and churns, and then you can't even build a list. So just do it the right way. Okay. So why is that important? Well, it's important because, see, as you are developing a leg, or the leg develops, you're going to have a strong side, you're going to have a bank side. But the real key is, over time, you always follow up at least 7 times, but not, you know, you might follow up more than that when you first start with them, because they have some kind of interest, they have questions. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who don't take the time, who don't look, who don't even watch the video, who give you a no right off the bat. These people you follow up with, you never take them off your list. They're the pipeline people. Okay. And so that's my subject for today that we're going to put in here. is how to be persistent without being a pest. Now we're going to do that by using a lot of tools. Okay. And so I'm going to give you the examples. Every time you achieve a new rank, now you're going to compile this list of all the people that said no or didn't take a look. You're going to have that list. That's a separate list. That's your follow-up list. That's your pipeline list. And what you're going to do is every time you achieve, you're going to go through that entire list, letting them know, hey, remember 7K I told you about? You know, I just made copper, and that means I make $1,000 a week. I'm earning extra income, accumulating wealth, and gee whiz, maybe you ought to, take a look. Information's free. Learning key phrases that are non-pushy and non-threatening are very, very critical to your success. Letting them know that information is free. Okay. And you're just trying to get them to look at some information. Okay. And you send them a link. Okay. Any one of the links, like Y7K, anything off your Wealth System app is best because you'll know if they clicked on it or not. Okay. If you're not there yet and you haven't learned that tool yet, well, that's part of what you need to learn how to do. Okay. So what we're going to do is every time you buy a coin, you got one on CoinDrop, you got some unique thing, or 7K comes out with another unique, rare coin, like the George Washington series. You take those pictures off of 7K today, and you send it. Say, oh, look what 7K just came out. Beautiful, rare. You used some of the little quick 1 or 2 sentence, not a dissertation, just a 1 or 2 sentence, maybe, description of that coin that 7K provides. And the rarity, how many of them there are in the whole world. And say, I just got one. Or I'm looking forward to getting one. Okay. Just thought I'd share this information with you, should you have an interest in coins like this. We are, and kind of remember your phrasing, we're accumulating wealth while earning an extra income and working toward developing a residual income. Key phrases to include in your follow-up, non-threatening follow-ups, informational follow-ups. And so, see, I've got enough work for you if you're doing it 10 hours a week, but if you are now doing 7K, let's say more full-time, you got enough work to be doing a full-time job. But to me, it's enjoyable. And when your job gets to be enjoyable, that's when you really will succeed. So what else do we use? We use the follow-up, any type of information, any type of new development, like when Stack and Stell comes out, and like Sound Money Wallet. See, all the tools that we have, they don't even know about. So these are your informational follow-ups, and you pick times. You will know that type of person based on what they do or respond to you. If you're going to follow up with them, let's say once every 3 months, if you're going to follow up with them once every 6 months, or if you're going to follow up with them once a year, or what frequency you would have. But please don't do it more than once a month on this type of list. If you do it once a month, that's a really good kind of informational follow-up. And very few people will say, oh, take me off your list. Well, when somebody does that to you and you're sharing information, they don't deserve information and you probably don't want them in your business. Their attitude sucks. And you don't want them to be the rotten apple in your barrel, okay? And be contagious on everyone else. So knowing the tools that you have available, like Stack and Sell, your Sound Money wallet, your vault, free $25,000, and then learning the, well, I buy mine at JM Bullion. Well, what I've learned, I understand I might buy from there sometimes, in supply situations where the price is there and I need some, I may buy there too. But what I've found is JM Bullion will never pay me a check. And I like buying where I can buy and get free storage of some of my precious metals, up to $25,000 for free. And then I'd have it shipped to me anytime. And they actually pay me to tell people about it. Whereas JM Bullion doesn't pay me anything, or AppMex, AP Mex, or SD Bullion or Kitco, And so that's the keys that I want you to really understand how to do, and then you will be persistent in your follow-up without being a pest. That's a key to success, especially in this business with our 7K metals. So I hope this was beneficial to you in follow-up techniques. We will have more short-term presentations like this, but since I may have even talked about income at all, I must share the income disclosure of 7K. We really like sharing this because it really tells something that, in this period from November 4th, 2016 to October 30th, 2020, that's 4 years. During that income period, 8% of all associates received. That means 92% of all our members received a check, and our lowest check is $500. Oh, wow. What an income disclosure. That's so powerful. There's nothing that compared to this. So please read the income disclosure and join us in 7K if you just so happen. So get back with a person that shared this with you and join our team and accumulate wealth while you earn an extra income, working toward a residual income for life. Thank you so much for your time and attention.